What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. This is CCW. We're here to review Monday Night Raw from 7/15/25. That was like the lamest intro I think I've ever done in anything ever.
Hey, it's what we've been on here three days in a row. So
3 days. We get a couple days off though. Well, one day off.
yeah, one day off and then it's Dynamite.
Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about Monday Night Raw. Joe's internet is wonky, so if he fades in and out, forgive him.
Blame Spectrum
Yeah, blame Spectrum.
is all I'll say there. Unless Spectrum wants to sponsor us, in which case, yay Spectrum. But until then, blame Spectrum.
So before we even get too far into this, this honestly feels like mostly a continuation or almost a redo of Evolution. The only match that's a male match is the Gauntlet, which is like the last hour of the night. Every other match of the night is honestly a retake from something that happened in Evolution. We had the
Kabuki... I didn't even put that together until you just said that.
Yeah, so we had the Kabuki Warriors versus Raquel and Roxanne, and then we had.
Oh, you're skipping Naomi's celebration.
No. I'm just talking about the matches. I'm not going.
Oh, okay.
I'm delving into my point of what I was saying. We had.
Okay, you had me worried there.
Yeah, no. That's the best segment of the whole thing. Come on now. No.
It was really good.
We had the Kabuki Warriors versus Raquel Rodriguez, and then there was Bayley versus Lyra, and then there was
again
Nikki versus Chelsea, which they were both in the
Battle
Royal, and then the last match was the Gauntlet. So, but yeah, so straight off the top, Naomi comes out. I love that theme song. I don't think I've paid enough attention to know that was her theme song.
So what is it? Because what is it about it that you like? To me, it's kind of off-putting and doesn't really fit her character.
I think it fits her current character because she's playing the villain, and it's what we're not used to from her because we're used to her glowed up theme song.
Sure,
she did for so long.
Feel the glow and all that.
So
I think what gets me is not necessarily that her music doesn't fit her. Just the music in WWE in general is kind of bad.
And that's probably why I do like this song. Because I didn't think this song was bad. I do think most of WWE's is. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I'll give you that. For her, she's making it work. It's just upbeat enough, I guess.
Right.
But I digress.
But nah, she came out, ran down her friends on SmackDown, warned the locker room to proceed with caution.
As she's wearing strips of caution tape.
And then Rhea comes out, which was expected. Talks about having 2 goals and didn't accomplish either because of Naomi. And now she's on she's on my list.
You just made the list.
So now she's doing Jericho's gimmick. Jericho circa 2017. Actually, I don't even know if it was 2017. I don't remember how far back it was. That felt like a good year to put that in, though.
It's probably not far from that era.
We can Google it. What year did Jericho have the list?
Festival of Friendship time.
The list debuted in 2016. So I'm actually right on.
There you go. Look at you. Good job. Good job.
All right, so Rhea goes into being a mini Jericho. I swear to God, if she comes out next week and goes, "Hi guys, I'm done. I'm done."
Oh God, I'm done too. Like I know I've been saying I've kind of got Rhea fatigue, but that is not a way to interest me to re-engage that interest.
So, like I said, Rhea was running down. She did what she did, and then all of a sudden, Io Sky comes out, and this is the first time I think I've ever personally enjoyed a full-on Io Sky talking segment. Not because I don't mind when she does speak in Japanese. That's not my problem. But usually when she's speaking, whatever she's speaking in English, it just doesn't come off as something that interests me. But she straight up looked over at Rhea and said, "You get to the back of the line." And then Naomi had my favorite clap back. She was like, "I don't even know what you said, but y'all can both get to the back of the line."
Right.
And then, of course, Adam Pearce comes out, congratulates and welcomes Naomi to Raw. I about called her Nia. He sympathizes with the other two, then announces the three-way match for the Women's World Championship or SummerSlam. And then I got shitty because I was like, why?
We just had a three-way yesterday.
We technically just had a part of a three-way. They just came out of having a match between the two ladies at SummerSlam, or not at SummerSlam, at Evolution that Naomi interfered in and cashed in on. Like, why do we got to run this again? Like, how many times have we had to deal with Io and Rhea having back and forths for like the last 5 to 6 months?
Well, my only guess is so Io can be in the match to take the fall again and protect Rhea, because Rhea is selling a lot of merch.
And
it's very, very, very over.
And I do think Naomi's going to win. I don't think they'd give her the title just to take it from her.
Although crazier things have happened.
They have. I'm rooting for Naomi, though.
Me too.
And, one of the things Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You're good.
Well, one of the things I did.
All I was going to say is I didn't know I needed to see Io in that color of denim, but damn.
Right. No, so one of the things I did like was Naomi running down the crowd, and she was like, "Y'all weren't rocking me when I was feeling the glow. Why do y'all, I don't want y'all support now." And for me, I was like, "Look,
that's the best kind of heel."
I didn't care for the glow gimmick. I love the heel gimmick. So yeah, I'm still gonna cheer. Mm-hmm. She could tell me I sucked in my face, and I'd be like, "You're right, I do.
You're right.
Keep doing the damn thing."
That's right. Yeah, shit.
I love that growl she's got in her voice too.
Yeah. Well, she actually got to show some energy that wasn't just her bouncing around.
Robotic Joe. You're good.
Oh, my robotic?
You were a little robotic there.
I have to turn off the auto tunes.
So then we find out Corey Graves and Michael Cole are on commentary. We get a okay backstage segment with the Judgment Day. Finn asked Dom to basically valet for the women tonight for Liv. By the way, he kept making sure to say for Liv to make sure they don't lose the titles. And I don't know. I have moments where I
tired of the Judgment Day.
Well, it's an ebb and flow for some reason. Sometimes I'll get like 1 or 2 weeks in a row where the Judgment Day stuff is like, "Oh, dude, this is actually kind of funny. I'm enjoying this." And then like I'll go through 2 to 3 weeks and I'm like, "Ugh, this kind of sucks." And right now I'm on the it sucks side of things because I'm not finding the whole oh hey, we're teasing Dom cheating on Liv to be with Roxanne thing, because it's just we've already done that story. And
I think there's just too many Judgment Day segments.
Yeah.
They could cut them in half and it would be fine.
Now, I will say
I know they're a big part of the show because they have all the belts, but there's just too much of them.
This is the first Judgment Day segment. I loved the second one, but it's not because of the Judgment Day, and we'll get there later. We do get our first match because that was basically leading into the next match, and it was the Kabuki Warriors versus Raquel and Roxanne for a possible future shot at the tag titles. And it ends.
Yes.
I didn't even put down notes because honestly, if you watched the tag match from Evolution, it was just that, but much more condensed because it was just 2 teams instead of 4. And it was good.
To me, it was a whole lot of Asuka. It was a whole lot of Asuka just carrying the match until Roxanne got the roll up and Rochelle missed her spot to do the foot on the ass for the roll up.
Yeah. It was a solid match until the end, and it was kind of a sloppy finish, and they just forced Asuka to eat the pin. Why are we forcing Asuka to eat the pin? Like, Kairi Sane is right there.
Why are we just... I get that Asuka was gone for a while because she was hurt, but, like, why bring her back if you had absolutely no plans for her? And you were just going to stick her in a know-nothing feud for the tag titles that's going nowhere.
Yeah, she
just
got...
Why bring her back if you don't have anything for her?
Right. So after that, Dom obviously got involved a couple times for that match. But yeah, that was the end of the match. And then they moved on to another backstage segment where Paul Heyman stated that he doesn't have info on Seth and that he has until June to cash in, so his health right now isn't relevant to what's going on. Says that Braun Breaker is going to win.
Pretty much mind your business, lady.
Yeah. Basically says that Braun Breaker will win the Gauntlet, go to SummerSlam, and then beat Gunther for the title. Bum, bum, bum. We get a commercial break. Joe didn't get to see this because he doesn't get to see what happens in between commercial breaks, and for some reason I do. LA Knight came out.
Oh, I watched the replay, so I didn't get any commercials in.
Yeah. LA Knight wished Seth a shot at getting better so that he can hurt him instead of him hurting himself. He said, I promised you I was going to hurt you, but you ended up hurting yourself. So I hope you get to have a speedy recovery so you can come back so I can hurt you. It was kind of endearing.
Nice.
Like I said,
yes, very endearing.
I get to see all the stuff that like everyone overseas gets to see, and I don't know why. I'm pretty sure it's probably because I think it's because I have an ad blocker on, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, yay, American Netflix.
So then, backstage we get a Lyra interview. She says that this match.
Hold on. Did you not get the Miz getting beat up on a golf course by Kittles?
No, I didn't put that down. I didn't even consider it as a part of the show. It was just something goofy they showed. I don't even know who Kittles is.
It's just funny that Kittles is a football player.
Yeah, that's why I don't know who it is.
Tight end for the 49ers. He's been in tons of the shows. He's a huge. He's one of the guys who jumps the guardrail and interferes in matches all the time.
There's
when
a lot
he's in
of
town.
those. I don't.
It's true. Celebrities.
But yeah, Lyra basically backstage. She's like, "Hey, this match is putting the Bayley talk to bed, and then it's going to be about her versus Becky at SummerSlam." Bayley shows up, says whoever loses goes to the back of the line. Lyra wants it, Bayley needs it, and this match is next. Unfortunately, I don't care. I'm also tired of this specific trio of feud. And to make things worse,
So I don't get Lyra. I don't know if it's because I missed her NXT run, but I just don't understand the appeal.
I'm not a big fan either. She does your finishing move as her finishing move.
And maybe that's why I don't like her so much. She can work. I'm not saying she's trash. She can work, but I just don't understand the push. You've got Bayley right there.
I don't either. And here's the next thing. So their match is a 2 out of 3 falls match, guys. And you want to talk about one of the worst 2 out of 3 fall matches I've ever seen in terms of just pure boring. Like 2 out of 3 falls matches, one fall is supposed to feel special because it only takes 2 of them to win. The first fall happened within the first 30 seconds of the match. That's an exaggeration. It was like a minute and a half in, and it was
with our favorite move, the roll up.
Well, and it was Bayley slaps her and then rolls her up, and gets the 3. And I'm like, I'm supposed to believe that?
Yeah, it made Lyra look really weak.
But then Lyra did the same thing back, except it took a little bit more time. Like, some time went on, and then Lyra got a random, out of nowhere pinfall.
At least she countered a move.
True. Tied it up 1-1. And then Lyra almost accidentally Tiger Driver 9-1 Bayley. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, I got that on my notes too. Oh no, I on my notes I was like, damn near dropped Bayley on her head doing a power bomb.
It was a gut wrench, and then it almost turned into a Tiger Driver 91 by accident. And then I was like, I'm glad Bayley's not dead. Because they're not trained to take those moves.
Yeah, so Lyra is not a very tall woman.
No.
Right? She's listed at 5'4", which is not very tall.
Did I get the right Tiger Driver? Is it 91 or 97?
Which one are you talking about? The one that Osprey does?
It's the one that's like, it's the 91.
91.
The 91 is the one I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
But yeah, if you're 5'4", why are you gut wrenching anybody?
Sure. This isn't even.
Why is your move something that you're lifting somebody up over your head when you're a smaller stature woman?
This isn't even the first pick. This isn't even the last pickup somebody does of the night. It was sloppy, and we'll get to that soon.
Yeah. I know that. I know which one you're talking about there too. But yeah, so Lyra damn near drops Bayley on her head, and
yes.
the finish I didn't like. I thought Bayley was going to win with the finish because I thought she was going to pull a Mercedes and kick off the ropes and then readjust to the middle with the crossface. And
I wasn't a fan because I wanted Bayley to win. I was a fan because I actually thought it was pretty creative. I wasn't expecting the rollout to turn into what it did, and when she stood up with her on her shoulders, I was like, oh, holy shit. That was actually kind of cool. But one cool moment doesn't make up for an entire match of what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted, as a fan, I wanted Bayley to win. And here's the thing, guys.
Right.
I'm not even a big Bayley fan, right? I think she's good. She's earned the title of one of the 4 horsewomen. But I'm just not a fan of Lyra. And now I have to watch Lyra wrestle Becky again. She's probably going to beat Becky at SummerSlam, which is going to irritate the hell out of me. Just for what? Bayley to challenge Lyra again? Because that's probably what's going to happen. Because I feel like that's what they're pushing for, is Bayley to get in mixed into the whole... to eventually get the Intercontinental title. It's the one title she hasn't got.
You think they're going to make her heel to do it? So this is just a way to get Becky to be a heel? Or not Becky, but Bayley?
I don't think they will make her be a heel, per se. I think it's going to be more... Because I feel like neither of them are really heels or faces. They're both kind of in that tweener stage, when at least within the context of what they're dealing with. So they'll probably just keep it like that, because not every single feud needs to be a heel and a face. Like, you can do tweeners and be okay, as long as you just don't fill up a whole card.
Yeah,
of
but
them.
they have very few tweeners.
Well, I know, but both Bailey and Lyra have been fitting that for recently with the way because the problem is whether they try to push them to be face or heel or not. Right now, the fans are cheering for both of them. So they're honestly just kind of stuck with it until they decide to actually push someone heel. But Bailey just got out of being a heel. It felt like last year. There'd be no reason to push her back into that space. At least not this quickly. She ain't Paul White.
Big Show, good old Big Show. Start the show one way, end the show 3 times turned.
But yeah, I don't care for the decision to have her win because I don't care for the match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I will say that Becky and Lyra do have good chemistry, and the matches they've had in the past have been at least entertaining. So we'll see. I'm not looking forward to a third or fourth one this short a span in between them. I'm ready for all of them to move on to other things.
Me too. I'm ready for other women to be involved.
Yes.
Becky came out after the match was over for the stare down because that matters. That was my other complaint. I didn't write it down. I feel like Becky should have been out there for the match and commentated, if I'm being honest.
It probably would have added something to the match because otherwise the match was kind of nothing.
Yeah, I mean, with it being a 2 out of 3 falls, I would have rather had her be out there to talk shit. I don't need her to interfere. Obviously, that's not what I'm looking for.
No.
But I would have loved for her to have her on commentary. And for a second, I thought maybe she just wasn't there because I feel like having her on commentary would be a normal wrestling thing to do, considering what type of match this was. And I was like, oh, maybe she's actually out with Seth.
I was thinking the same thing. Given Seth's injury, that she wasn't probably wasn't there. But she came with her giant yellow raincoat, looking like the man in the yellow hat from Curious George.
Yeah, the music hit. She came out, and I was like, well, they should have had her on commentary. I don't.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Then we got Stephanie Vaquer. She came out to the ring, said she was going to go to Paris and become the champion. La Primera. No, this was backstage. My bad. Hold on.
This was backstage. Yeah, there was a backstage interview.
It was a backstage interview because Chelsea Green walked up, started talking mad shit, and then was basically like, tried to make fun of the fact that she was from Spain. Where's she from?
Peru.
I couldn't remember exactly where she's from, but
Spanish-speaking country.
Good old sideways racism, and then.
Well, we'll say unintentional.
No, I do like Chelsea Green, and I like her as a villain, but I have many complaints about everything that happens this next match.
I do too. Did you catch the line at the end where she uses Brie? God, I did that earlier talking to Kristen.
Nikki Bella.
Where she used Nikki Bella's "you can look but you can't touch" thing.
Yeah.
It was a nice touch.
So next match. Next match is Nikki Bella versus Chelsea Green. Chelsea comes out with Piper Niven and Alba Fire, and there's my first complaint. I hate this for Alba. And don't get me wrong, I love Chelsea Green, and I like the whole having the protective service thing. It just pains me to see where Alba has been stuck now that Isla Dawn's gone.
Yeah, it's a downgrade. She's become a lackey,
and I hate that for her because she's good.
I agree, but at least she's on TV,
right?
So, but
and
hopefully
then
bigger and better things.
So that happens, and they cut away to give us a Karrion Kross vignette out of fucking nowhere, and I'm like, we're in the middle of entrances. What are we doing?
Yeah, Karrion trying to stick it to Sami.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, Sami Zayn is not actually hurt. He just doesn't want to admit that I'm right." And he's like, "Matter of fact, don't come back until you're ready to admit that I'm right." And I was like, I love Karrion Kross's energy, But not only is this vignette misplaced in the show, it was unnecessary. I'm guessing they're setting up for him versus Sammy at SummerSlam.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep it going while Sammy's off TV.
They come back. The match starts. I put the match was a fine normal match until after the distraction. Nikki knocks both Alba and Piper off the apron. There's some weird miscommunication between Nikki and Chelsea. Nikki tries to pick Chelsea up into her finishing move, but like backwards.
Yeah, and Chelsea stops her to reset. And Chelsea tried. It was a very Divas era type match, so very well, I guess what Nikki is used to.
Right, and then Nikki goes to do her finisher, and then she could barely pick her up. And then when she went to go drop her, barely got her off of her shoulders. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, Chelsea tried hard. Chelsea tried hard to sell it, but it was a hard sell.
That was the one I was talking about earlier.
It was rough. Oh, yeah. It's like she dropped before Chelsea knew she was going to drop, so Chelsea didn't flatten out. Or she had a hold of her. She didn't spin her enough. It was very sloppy.
I mean, the good news is she didn't drop her on her head. But
yes.
Yes. I don't think that was necessarily a fear I had. It was just sloppy. I was just like, that did not go the way it was supposed to.
It was probably the sloppiest TKO I've ever seen.
We get a post-match beatdown because Piper and Alba come in, and then of course Stephanie Vaquer makes the save, which I'm guessing they're probably again setting up Steph and Nikki versus. They'll probably add a third at some point. It would be my guess.
Oh, please don't do that to me.
It's going to be a 3v3 SummerSlam match because Stephanie's not doing anything anyways, so they're going to want to put her into something to get her ready for, to keep her in the loop until Clash in Paris.
I just don't want her to be brought down with the association of Nikki Bella.
Yeah,
nothing against Nikki, but
say it's past your time, Chica. It's past your time.
Yeah, she's trying really hard, but man, she's just not smooth in her execution of anything, and she never has been.
Right.
But I digress.
We get a fantastic backstage segment. The whole thing is great. New Day is trying to give toupees to Adam Pearce to barter for a tag title rematch with the help.
Yes, because that's the level that's the stage they're in
of their career.
Oh, of loss. Right, of loss. What did they say? They're acting like it's the stages of grief.
They're bartering. That's where they're at now.
Yeah, they're in bargaining. So they gave Adam Pearce a selection of toupees.
I'm a little confused as to why Waller was with them.
He's got nothing to do considering the person he was with is out. So he's just kind of latched on as a lackey.
But so they're bartering, and then he tells them, he's like, look, you guys didn't want to give anybody a shot. I'm not just going to give you a shot, but you can earn one next week. So they've got a match next week, I guess, for the number one contendership. At that point, he walks over, and we see the New Day, I guess, about to leave.
Judgment Day.
Or Judgment Day, not New Day. Thank you. Judgment Day is about to leave, and Pierce is like, oh, hey, Dom. It looked like you were pretty spry out there, bud.
Yeah, pretty limber. Must be feeling a lot better, huh?
So he basically tells him, he's like, next week you're going to be reevaluated, and if you get medically cleared, you're going to face AJ Styles at SummerSlam. And at that point, the camera pans over, and you see AJ praying, and this is why this is funny. This man, AJ Styles, is outwardly doesn't believe in God.
In between production.
No.
In between production crates.
It's not even. No. It's not even just that. This man doesn't believe in God. If you know about AJ Styles, So it makes it even
The only thing
funnier.
I know about him is he's a flat earther.
Yeah, no, he's also an atheist. So he's over there praying to something he doesn't even believe in. And then all of a sudden, he stops mid prayer, looks over, does the "I'm watching you" thing to Dom, and Dom starts to walk away, and Dom's like, "Please God, please don't let me be cleared." And all of a sudden, you hear AJ go, "Don't listen to him."
Don't listen to him, guys.
Fantastic segment. Like I said, there was one very mediocre and boring New Day segment, and then one amazing one. And honestly, it was mostly amazing because AJ Styles is involved. Even though I still don't think they're going to let AJ Styles win his title off of him at SummerSlam, even if they do wrestle. Which is sad. Makes me sad. I'm also a little bummed because I both equally want to watch this match and don't want to watch this match because I am not a Dominic Mysterio fan, but I am an AJ Styles fan.
Dominic still wrestles like he's limited. So we'll see. AJ can carry the two of them through a good match.
About once every year and a half, he breaks out the one move that he does that I really like, and it's that weird one where like he slides out of the ring into a DDT.
Who are we talking about? AJ or Dom?
Dom. He breaks out one move about once every year and a half. And I don't remember if he slides or if he dives through the ropes and then DDTs somebody on the outside of the ring. But it's pretty smooth. And it's like those moments that I'm like, oh man, I really like that. Why can't you do anything else that's interesting? Instead, it's just Latino Heat 2.0.
He's gotten better. Do you remember when he first started?
Oh, dude, are you talking about when he was like 7?
No, I'm not talking about the Dominic Mysterio on a pole match that Ray and Eddie had with his little blonde spiked, his little blonde tips that he had spiked.
That might have been the best thing he's ever done in the WWE. What are you talking about? But no, I know what you're talking about. It was pretty rough when he came out as like old babyface Dom with dad.
Yeah, he's done a good job of getting over, despite his limitations in the ring.
He's a good heel, and when I say a good heel, I want you guys to understand something. I don't hate him as a character, right? I dislike him as a wrestler. I don't think he's good in the ring. He's gotten better. But
he still wrestles like he's limited.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day. So I'm not a fan of him as a wrestler. As a character, I love the heel that he is. I love the stuff that he does as a heel. I was a fan of Eddie Guerrero when Eddie Guerrero was doing a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
That's not... I'm a heel guy. I like heels more than faces for the most part. When I start to struggle with heels is when they become the annoying heel. I don't like annoying heels. If you want a prime example of somebody I think is an annoying heel, Evolution, Vicky Guerrero. She said 2 words on a mic, and I was like, put me out of my fucking misery.
She was just asking a question.
I don't care. She's terrible. Terrible. But it's just, I don't like the annoying characters. Like, that's not a good heel to me. That's just like, get them off my fucking TV.
It's cheap heat.
Some cheap heat I'm okay with, though. If you're going to come out and, like, run down the crowd, run down the fucking crowd. Especially if you're funny about it. Rock was great when he did it.
Yeah, that wasn't cheap. That was very lowbrow, but it wasn't necessarily cheap heat. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. They get their heat by annoying the fan base.
Right. We get another commercial break segment that you probably didn't get to see. And it was American Made being interviewed by one of the guys that interview people in between commercial breaks. And
I sure did not see that.
And they absolutely were like, you can tell that El Grande Americano is Ludwig Kaiser. And the interview person looks at him like, well, yeah, but what about Chad Gable? You know, wasn't he El Grande Americano beforehand? They're like, look, we're not here to talk about Gable. We're here to talk about American Made and how we need to be out here working on winning both women, women's single gold and the tag team championships. So I think they're going to try and build them into one of those two things for SummerSlam. I still don't think they're going to win any titles.
None.
But yeah. So that was that. We then got a Rusev backstage interview, and he bragged about being better than Sheamus. Sheamus showed up and was like, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna have a rematch." Rusev was like, "Rusev had my favorite burn of the entire night. I came to dominate gold, not gingers."
Yeah, I'm over this. I saw enough of these two wrestling each other the first time Rusev was there.
I don't mind it, but I'm curious as to how they're gonna do it, right? As long as this doesn't turn into a long-term thing or an eventual return to tag team situation, I don't need them tagging up again. I was kind of hoping he was going to challenge Rusev to one of those Donnybrook matches that he likes to do with people. Is that what they called them? Where they set the ring up, the ring
I
up
don't remember.
to look like a bar, an Irish pub.
As long as it's not a shillelagh on a pole match, I'm okay.
But
the first match just didn't get really over. It was just eh.
It felt like, so here's the thing. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. It existed, right? But I also feel like that is a lot of WWE's matches right now until it gets to pay-per-view time.
That was a lot of this show, that's for sure.
So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see what kind of match they do. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I don't know what they're setting up, and I guess that's my big worry about this is I don't know where this story is going. Usually, you have kind of a feeling of where something's going to happen, like go. And
yeah, they just seem like they're being put against each other because they have nothing else for them.
Right. Gunther comes into the ring to have a talkie talk.
This was my second favorite thing of the night.
It was. Oh, dude. So Gunther comes out, brags about beating Goldberg, asks the crowd who's next. Says, I guess they're going to find out after the Gauntlet tonight. He says, these guys are coming out to... He's like, I'm going to sit up in the box up there, and they're coming out to compete for my amusement.
Yeah. Gunther's promo work has come such a long way.
And people hate it.
He's really good now.
And people still hate it, dude.
He's really good.
I think it's amazing. And then it gets even better.
He is so good.
Because he says he doesn't even care who's going to win. He gets interrupted by Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. And as Paul Heyman starts to talk, Gunther goes, hey, I don't care.
Yeah. I don't need to be here. I'm good. I'm going to peace out.
He says, I know who you guys are, and I don't care. And he goes to walk out, and Braun steps right in front of him. And, of course, Paul goes into his whole spiel. Paul Heyman is like, yeah, he's going to win the thing tonight. He's going to go to SummerSlam, and he's going to beat you for the championship. And Gunther's like, good luck. And Gunther left, and we were starting the Gauntlet. But that whole conversation was amazingly done. But, again, Paul Heyman's a part of it. You don't expect anything less with him.
Paul's like, you haven't been speared until you've been speared by Braun Breaker.
My only problem with Paul, if I'm being honest, is I've got to watch this shtick that he does for like 15 years now. And it is the same shtick with every single wrestler, just with a couple twists here and there to make it unique to the person that he's managing.
Yeah, it's a slightly different catchphrase to put the new person he's advocating for over.
And I don't know why they have to keep moving him around from person to person. And sure, he's probably going to be with this group for like a year and a half before someone inevitably betrays somebody, because it's going to happen.
It's because he's there to get the new up and comer over, right? Breaker has the ring part down. He just can't talk.
Look, he
can talk, but it's not great.
Listen, I am waiting for the day we get an updated Steiner Math segment.
I knew you was going to say that.
Because you know it's going to happen.
They've already kind of poked fun at it in the past already, but yeah, Breaker's promos isn't. I'm
gonna be honest with you.
Promo ability isn't there yet.
It's not. But has a Steiner ever truly been good at promo?
That hasn't stopped him from talking. I'll say that.
And that's just me. Well, exactly. I mean, you look at Rick. Rick actually did not talk much.
No, he just barked.
He mostly barked. Scott was the one that every time he picked up a mic, you're like, fuck, do I got time to piss? I don't.
It's just, the blood wasn't going to his brain to put words together. They were going to the muscles he was flexing.
Correct.
The brain wasn't one of them.
I didn't write much down as far as this gauntlet goes. I wrote Braun is already. The gauntlet was starting. Penta comes in second because Braun was already out. And then the only thing I put for that segment was Penta barked at Braun Breaker in the corner, and I put a happy face.
So it was the whole match was just a Braun Breaker showcase. Like, we didn't know that he was good already.
Correct. But Braun speared Penta out of a midair springboard, and that was sexy.
But it's been done, and he's done it.
Oh, I know.
On the main roster before, but it was good. Like I said, nothing was bad. All of them were pros. I mean, it was what it was. But this is not the Seth Rollins gauntlet or the Kofi Kingston gauntlet or anything like that.
No. So LA Knight came in after he pinned Penta out of that spear. They went back and forth for a few. Braun eventually speared him and won. Jey Uso came in. In my notes, I said I really hope he gets in the ring and just gets speared immediately. That would have been hilarious.
No, he came in and got Usi.
That did not happen. He threw him out the ring, and then they spent an entire commercial break that I still had to sit here and watch because I don't miss commercial breaks. And it was just him with his theme music playing and him doing the yeet shit in the middle of the ring. And I'm over it, dude. So then.
So you know how you surprised me at Rumble with the John Cena get up?
Are you gonna do the same thing?
Do I have to yeet up for the next show we go to?
There's a difference though. I don't think you can. You hate Jey Uso almost as much as I do. Almost.
That's true. I'd say it's at least on par, if not more. I was so upset at the Royal Rumble.
At least when I put on Cena's shirt at the Rumble, I do like Cena. I'm just not as big a fan. I use Cena more to be antagonistic towards you than I did for like being a fan. That's a story you guys don't know. So Joe and I have always had this little feud. It was usually him cheering for The Rock and me cheering for someone else. So the Attitude Era, it was Austin and The Rock. I was a big Austin fan. He was a big Rock fan. And then it eventually transferred over to the Ruthless Aggression era during the WrestleManias anyways, because we didn't stick around much. And when Rock came back against Cena, I was rooting for Cena and he was rooting for Rock. And at that point was when I realized I was rooting for Cena specifically to be antagonistic.
Because that's what friends are for.
But yeah, so Jey Uso comes in and only loses because Bronson Reed gets involved. And I was like, why are we making Jey look strong here? I know why, because you assholes like him.
And he sells merch, man. He sells merch to all the kids.
Yeah.
Those Yeet sunglasses aren't going to sell themselves.
Unfortunately. Um. So he does eventually spear Jay, and then CM Punk comes out, and at this point, I was like, CM Punk is really gonna win this fucking thing.
Hey, I'm
This
excited for Punk and Gunther.
I'm not, and I will tell you exactly why as we get further into this. So
Okay.
Bronson interferes as Punk gets the Anaconda Vice on Bronson. Uso comes in for the save. Punk hits the GTS, and I put, and now we gotta watch Gunther wrestle another old man. Yay.
Uh,
And,
Not as old of a man.
oh, hold on. The reason why this bugs me, do you know what the rumor is for Gunther's next feud after this?
Are we decreasing in age like the current line, or are we going to spike back up to the 50s and 60s?
He's rumored to be Cena's last match. This is where my problem is. Why all of a sudden are we just
That doesn't make
putting
any
why are we just putting Gunther up against old people? I mean, don't get me wrong.
Why would Gunther fight Cena
Don't
when they both hold belts?
That's the next thing. I don't think he's going to be holding the belt after SummerSlam. I bet they're going to give it to Punk. Which is fine, I guess. I don't mind.
So then Gunther's just gonna.
I don't mind Punk being a champion. I don't think now is a good time for it. But then again, I don't know when a good time for it is. This is one of those situations where I would have liked to have seen somebody like Braun Breaker against Walter.
I think we'll have plenty of time for that, as they're both somewhat young.
But I think I don't know, dude. That's one of the struggles I have with the WWE right now, though, is they rely so much on their aging out veteran talent.
Stars who are over,
But
they're more over.
That's because they've been around, and we're over back when WWE was good. I don't know.
It is name recognition. But
Like
Punk
I said,
can still go
barely.
somewhat. He's lost a little bit of a step, but he still can go.
This is okay, dude. There are so many other oh my god, dude. Oh, you know what? They'll have a match. It is what it is. I mean, my complaining isn't going to be any. There's just like 15 other people I'd rather see Gunther wrestle, and Punk isn't one of them. I would rather
see him wrestle Seth, but Seth is gone.
I would rather Seth. I would rather Drew. I would rather Sheamus. I would rather Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed for that matter. And I know a lot of them are younger and they'll have their time in the sun. Honestly, I don't know, dude. I don't
like Bronson Reed that much. I don't want to see Bronson Reed get that kind of push right now.
I am a big Bronson Reed fan. Anytime that man comes in, I'm hoping he tsunamis somebody 52 times.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He's just not what I want to see in the main event right now.
The only thing I can say is
hellacious secondary champion, though.
The only reason I'm not mad that it's Punk is because it's not Jey Uso.
Nope, it's not. Who knows what he'll be doing.
And
It looks like Roman will be back. Roman will probably be the one fighting Bronson Reed, or it'll be Jay and Roman against
and
Breaker and Reed.
my other problem is, what are we doing with Gunther? Well, again, why are we going back to my original question? Why is he wrestling all these old people? Like, is it like some new wave legend killer gimmick that they're throwing on Gunther's shoulders?
So, to be fair, the main event, most of the main eventers are on the older side. Like on SmackDown, Orton, hell, even Cody. Cody's getting up there now. They're all getting older.
Well, and they are, but that's where like something's amiss. There's gotta be a way they're building up new stars instead of reusing all the old guys. There's got to be something.
They're putting people with Paul Heyman.
Ugh. Look, I would be okay.
It's just the next batch of new stars. Just put them with Paul Heyman.
I love Paul Heyman, but I need like a year. if
you ain't gonna get it, who knows if he even has a year?
I know.
He's
like I said. This isn't a bad Raw. It's not like I'm mad I watched it. There have been tons of Raws this year that I've been mad that I've watched.
It was the longest, shortest Raw, if that makes any sense, because there wasn't a lot of matches. But it did still feel like it took a little bit of time.
They set a lot of stuff up for SummerSlam, but like with 2 weeks away from being, we're 2 weeks away from SummerSlam.
They had to.
Now we're getting rushed storylines, and I'm like, it's SummerSlam. That's the
Triple H era for you.
SummerSlam isn't supposed to be about rushed to throw it together. It never has been. Like it's the party, the biggest party during the summer, or whatever they used to call it, or as Simon calls it, Hot WrestleMania.
Yeah, biggest party of the summer. Hot WrestleMania. It's not wrong.
And instead we're just gonna get a bunch of shit thrown together.
Kind of like what I said earlier. Well, I think Seth getting hurt changed a bunch of stuff.
Did it?
Who knows if Roman was even supposed to be back?
Oh, and I didn't even mention that. My bad. Yeah, Roman came back. I don't think I even typed. I didn't.
We're so fatigued with Roman that it's just like, oh yeah, he was back too. Come back for that Big 4 payday.
I wasn't even mad that Roman came back, but I was like, he came in, he took out the other guys, he helped Jey Uso up, and then he stared down Punk as Punk had to stand up on his own. And I'm like, okay. And that's probably the other SummerSlam match. It's probably going to be fucking Roman and Jey versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Yep.
I was happy to see Roman Reigns back for once. But he's only going to be there for what?
I mean, I wasn't
3 weeks?
Unhappy. 3 weeks, and then he'll be gone till Survivor Series.
Yeah. So yeah, it was an okay Raw. It was like a 6 out of 10 for me overall.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. There was nothing really extremely bad, except for the Divas match with Nikki Bella. But there was nothing really above a 7 out of 10 of any kind.
I would give two of the segments on the show that were backstage segments at least a 9. No, one of them wasn't a backstage segment.
They were good, but one was in the ring.
I really liked the Naomi segment. I really liked the tag title segment and the back, the whole thing included.
I liked Gunther's promo segment.
Gunther's promo segment was good.
Breaker, and I liked the Naomi. But on a wrestling show, nothing good happened in the ring that wasn't just talking.
Right.
So,
that also
underwhelming.
Hadn't already been going on.
6 out of 10, middle of the road.
I didn't need a
Yeah.
2 out of 3 falls match when 2 of your falls were kind of
Yeah. They could have just had one fall and just had those be near falls, and we'd have got to the same place.
right. Another thing I'm getting real tired of as a wrestling fan, not a WWE fan specifically, but it's definitely becoming more of a problem in WWE than anywhere else. The 1-2 oohs that happen, you can see them happening before they actually happen because of how the ref is counting. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but they always on that third one, instead of bringing their arm straight down like they've been doing, they bring it directly to their chest to make it look like they're close to the mat and that the people get their shoulder up just in time. And it's driving me crazy. It's one of those unreasonable things that irritate me. Are you there? I think we lost him. Yeah, I think his internet finally crapped out enough that I can't hear him. Or he muted himself.
I did not mute myself.
Oh, he's back. I can hear him.
Are you there?
I can hear you now.
Okay. My internet came back, and when it switched to Wi-Fi, it threw me for a loop there.
Hey, at least you got your internet back right towards the end.
You know.
Yeah.
I'll get the PlayStation.
So yeah.
But yeah, that was Raw, everybody.
That was Raw. Now, obviously, we're not doing anything Tuesday night, and if this starts to pick up, I wouldn't mind at some point during the week recording like a couple spare episodes to throw in on free days that we don't have anything.
Right.
Because there is something I would like to talk about that I can't technically talk about right now. You and I will talk about it after this is done. But I got an email from UPW today that made me excited.
Ooh, nice.
You're not going to. It's not what you think unless you've actually read it. But it did excite me.
I haven't had an opportunity to check my mail, and you get more communication from them than I do.
Well, I know, but it was a Patreon email that was sent out, and that's why we're not allowed to. They asked us, not us specifically, but us as fans, to not talk about things from Patreon publicly for like 30 to 60 days. Because it's Patreon exclusive news, and I don't want to be that guy. So you and I will talk about it privately outside the call.
Nice.
But that's going to probably be my wrestling game that hopefully be the wrestling game that I need to end all wrestling games.
That is the plan. That is the hope for sure.
If this picks up, I'm sure we'll start getting WWE 2K just so we can play it and tell you guys how much we think it sucks. But, it's definitely not happening this year.
No, it is way too bloodline themed for me to care.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. We'll be back Wednesday for Dynamite, and then
Dynamite.
Saturday, at some point during Saturday, we will record our SmackDown episode, and then Saturday night we will record our Collision episode. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure out how that works.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you Wednesday. Peace.
All right. Later.